People of YouTube, it's your boy Chucky Mike. I ain't really got nothing to say to y'all. I'm still steaming from this last video. Go check it out. I'll put it up. I'll put a link to it in the cards. Run the intro. So after watching that last video reaction with the lottery winners, the dumbest lottery winners, like I said, I'll leave a link to it up in the top. I decided, okay, if that dude can lose that much money in that short amount of time, where are the biggest lottery winners now? So I found a video that has the biggest lotto winners ever now. So we're going to do a reaction. As always, if you're new to the channel, welcome. I appreciate you for being here. Leave this video a thumbs up because YouTube loves thumbs up, and consider subscribing to the channel. I want to get some subscribers. You can actually become my first subscriber because I have none yet. So yeah, subscribe, and yeah, let's get into this reaction.
Here's the official list of the biggest U.S. lottery winners ever. Who are the ones that went broke? Andrew Jack Whitaker. Back in 2002,
Whitaker's dude from last time.
$14.9 million win was the biggest lottery win. Even though it's not the biggest now, it's still one of the biggest wins ever. Whitaker has been covered extensively, so we'll keep this short. Whitaker won after having already been a millionaire, so you would think that he knew how to take care of money. He took his winnings as a one-time payout of roughly $113 million after taxes. Whitaker famously got robbed a couple times simply because he had large amounts of cash on him. Then there were the strange things that happened to him and his family throughout the years. Even in 2020, he could not escape the problems. His house burnt down in a strange accident. Sadly, Whitaker passed in 2020 at the age of 72. He wasn't broke, but he left a legacy of being one of the unluckiest lottery winners ever. Hey, do us a quick favor and click that like button.
Oh, hey man, that's pop up.
New Kit Kat duos,
Two
mocha
ads.
and
I had to edit
chocolate.
that out.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Wait a minute, so that dude was already rich, and then he won the lottery and blew it all? I guess his house burned. See, that in order for that stuff to be happening, you must have been doing some shady stuff, man. And then he was gambling, and he was already rich and couldn't manage the money. That don't make sense to me. I would have to read more into that.
Holly Laddie and Jim McCullough. In 2011, Holly Laddie took home her share of a giant $380 million jackpot. Before hitting the jackpot, Holly was living in a basement in Idaho with her husband and 2 daughters. So where is Holly, and what is she doing now? Basically, she got a divorce and moved to California. She seems to be living a relatively normal life without much publicity. Her troubled past with her ex-husband seems like it was something recent, but it was actually dug up in the news once she won the lottery. Currently, Holly Laddie has been out of the spotlight and seems to be having a fairly normal life with her daughters in California. Is she broke? So far, it doesn't look like it. How about Jim McCullough? After winning the lottery, he said to the press that he and his wife had no intention of blowing the money. Yep, something all lottery winners say. Jim has 6 kids and a whopping 23 grandchildren. He said he wanted to use his winnings to take care of his family for generations. He's been off the radar so far, just like Holly. Anonymous couple.
Oh, so they divorced and went their separate ways. Yeah, I don't know. That's
Back in 2016, one couple smartly refused to reveal their identity after they won the Mega Millions jackpot of $536 million.
That's the first thing I would do right there. I wouldn't even put my identity out there. I think they make you show up to the place, but I would wear like a mask. I wouldn't put my name out there, so you wouldn't even know who I was.
They opted to take a lump sum of roughly $271 million. What do we know about them is that they were born and raised in Indiana. They told reporters that they would continue to live and raise their children. Well, the representative they hired to talk to the press, that is. The couple bought the winning ticket at a gas station while they were on a road trip to a sports event for their kids. On a whim, they decided to buy 5 quick-pick Mega Millions tickets. Here's the crazy part. it was the first time they bought lottery tickets ever. We're willing to bet
Wow.
this anonymous couple still has their money. WF Office Pool. Back in 2018, one lucky office pool of 11 people won $543 million jackpot. These Wells Fargo employees decided to do a lottery pool on a spur-of-the-moment decision. They did it just because of how big the jackpot grew. They put in...
Right, that's really the only time I'll ever play the lottery. If it's like the jackpots all over the news and it's just so huge that it's like, all right, whatever. I'll throw $1 in there and see if I can win. Only time I ever play the lottery.
dollars each into the pool, and that's easily the biggest return from $2 any of them have ever seen. So how easy is it to split a big jackpot like this among a large group? Jason Kurland of Long Island, New York, markets himself as the lottery lawyer. He says preventing conflicts in these cases is fairly straightforward. His instructions are this. Whoever buys the ticket for the group should email everyone with these details. Photocopy of the ticket specifying the drawing date and who are the members of the pool. Also, the email should include how the winnings are to be divided so there's no confusion whatsoever. Apparently, legal disputes over lottery winnings can be extra costly. Why? Because the eventual winners lose out on interest they could have earned by getting the money as soon as they can. Has anyone from this group gone broke? So far, no one just yet.
Wait a minute. I thought in the other video it said the one guy the dude went 314. I guess they never said he went broke. They said he lost all 314 million. That's confusing. But yeah, these other people seem to like just get the money and just fall off the radar. So
Gloria and Scott McKenzie. Gloria McKenzie was 84 when she won a huge Powerball jackpot worth $590 million.
all right, what's hard to blow?
So
You
what did she
84.
do afterwards? She sued her son. Why? Gloria opted to take home a lump sum of around $371 million after taxes back in 2013. But she had to split the earnings with her son, Scott. The reason was because he had helped her buy the winning ticket. Her son getting money isn't why she sued. It's because of how her money was managed. She gave her son Scott control of her money. He then turned to Harry Madden, a financial advisor who's also co-host of a radio show called Smart Money in Jacksonville, Florida. However, Madden didn't seem like he was great at managing money. He generated a return of less than 1% on her money in 3.5 years, and he charged her more than $2 million in fees. What do you think? Should she have sued? Obviously, Madden asked for the case to be dismissed. Since winning the lottery, though, the McKenzies have been relatively quiet, only generating attention as a result of this lawsuit. Ira Curry and Steve Tran. Back in 2013, Ira Curry and Steve Tran both won the $648 million Mega Million jackpot. For Ira Curry from Georgia, it was pretty simple. She took her winnings in cash, roughly about $120 million after taxes. Then, poof, she simply disappeared. Nothing about her in the news since her big win. When Steve Tran first won, he actually didn't know he even had a chance of having the winning ticket. That's because, as a delivery driver, he had bought tickets in so many different towns, he didn't think he had stopped in San Jose, the location where the ticket was bought. But it wasn't until he came back from a vacation that he realized that he was in San Jose. Tran had no idea he had the winning ticket for a giant lottery win sitting for weeks on his nightstand. Tran immediately called his bosses and quit his job. After his big win, just like Ira, Steve vanished from the public eye. Mega Millions
That's the
Group.
best way to do it. Just disappear.
In March 2012, 3 different tickets from 3 different states won the $656 million Mega Millions jackpot.
Wow, they say your chances are so low, but like 3 different people won it. That's crazy.
Merle and Patricia Butler were already retired when they won. They claimed they were going to safely invest the money and financially assist their 2 children and grandchildren. They did hire a team of financial experts to help manage their new fortune. Except for the one time in 2014 that they told TMZ about scammers who were using their name on Instagram, they've stayed out of the spotlight. Another ticket was won by a group of friends who called themselves the 3 Amigos. They showed up to collect the check in disguise. All 3 of them worked in public education in Maryland, and of course, since they showed up covered in head to toe, they haven't exactly done any follow-ups on what they've been up to. The same goes for the 3rd winner of this giant jackpot. He or she was smart enough to stay anonymous.
That's it.
Lurin West and Robert Bailey.
That way, if you stay anonymous, I mean, listen, if you just disappear off the face of the earth, somebody's going to know, but it's usually going to be people that are close to you and maybe your family member, but you can stay out of the spotlight so that way you can stay away from like financial advisors that is dirty. You can stay away from people, random people from your past trying to offer you business deals. You can pretty much, I mean, even your family and friends, you're so long gone that they can't really even get to you to try to get you to squander any type of money on them. So that's the best way to just remain anonymous and just disappear.
Lorraine West and Robert Bailey won their share of this Powerball jackpot worth a little under $700 million. As soon as West won, she quit her job and hired a wealth manager. She went on as a guest on Ellen to talk about her win, as well as setting up a charity. The crazy thing is, she almost lost her ticket. She was moving to a new place when she bought the ticket, and she thought she had put it in her purse. Instead, ended up on the floor of her sister's car, where the ticket could have easily been lost. Other than the usual scams people pull for lottery winners, West hasn't been in the news yet and most likely isn't broke. Like West, Robert Bailey hired a financial advisor and also a lawyer to help guide him with everything. He had played the same lotto number for 25 years and finally hit it in 2018. The odds of winning the Powerball jackpot, according to the lottery, were 1 in 292,201,338. But what are the odds when a person plays the same number in a lottery thousands of times over 25 years? Aaron Tenenbein, a statistics professor at New York University's Business School, estimated Mr. Bailey's odds would have been 1 out of 115,385. You may think it's because he played the same number. No, it's just the simple fact of playing for 25 years.
Right.
Playing the same numbers has nothing to do with it. It's still pure chance any set of numbers hit. So far, it looks like everything is good for Bailey. No news of him going broke. Mavis Wanchik. The first thing Mavis Wanchik did after winning the Powerball lottery back in August of 2017 was quit her job. She chose to take a
Of course, that's the first thing everybody does. Quit their job. What I'm going to go to work for?
lump sum payment of $480 million or $336 million after taxes. Weirdest thing that's...
And yeah, I would always take the lump sum. I would never do the pay it out over, because I don't know what's going to happen to me over the next 25 or so years. Just give me all that at once, because nah.
What happened to her was people going door to door asking where she lived ever since she went public with her winnings.
That's why you don't go
Her
public.
local police department to send some officers to her house to make sure she was safe. This is a big reason why to stay anonymous if you can. But other than the usual Instagram scams we covered earlier, Wanchik hasn't been in the news for anything else. Manuel Franco. Manuel Franco hit the huge $768.4 million Powerball jackpot just recently in March of 2019.
Oh, wow. 2 years
Franco
ago.
took the lump sum of roughly $326 million after taxes.
Dang, that's such a large... That's like more than half. You talk about he won 768 million. And if you take a lump sum at once, you get, that's pretty much like, they take, it taxes like 60% of that. That's a huge drop off. Now that's still a lot of money, but that's a huge drop off.
He planned to live his life as normal as possible and of course promised to not go bankrupt. Here's a fun fact. Wisconsin is one of the states where lottery winners have to reveal their identity, so Manuel didn't have a choice to hide. As of 2020, it looks like things are going according to plan, as there isn't anything about Manuel in the news.
In a few years, Amazon may no longer be the biggest e-commerce site because the largest retailer in the world.
Anonymous.
Wow. Oh, so in Wisconsin, you have to reveal yourself? That kind of sucks. Honestly, because that shouldn't be a rule, in my opinion. That kind of sucks.
$1.537 billion. This is the largest payout to a single lottery winner in U.S. history. And this person had smartly chosen to stay anonymous.
Hell yeah.
The chance to win that particular lottery was 1 in 302 million. The only thing we know is that this person was from South Carolina, and he or she hired Jason Curlin, the same lottery lawyer we mentioned earlier. What does the lottery lawyer think is the biggest challenge for lottery winners? He says it's to not let the money strain relationships. Apparently, a lot of times, friends and family feel they deserve something just because they're close to that person. The Powerball group.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. So if you stay anonymous, then at least the smaller amount of people will know. Eventually, it's going to get out because people talk. But as long as you stay anonymous out the gate, it is going to take people some months to figure it out. By that time, you're long gone, and you could move somewhere. People don't even know where you're at. Of course, me personally, I would split it with my immediate family, my mom and my brother, But anybody else, I mean, maybe if I'm feeling generous that day, but nah, you're not entitled to none of that.
True. The biggest lottery prize ever is $1.586 billion, which just slightly beat out the second biggest prize ever. This giant jackpot was won by 3 different tickets back in January of 2016. Let's start with Marvin and May Acosta. They actually didn't come out to claim their prize until 6 months after winning. They were taking the time to mull their options and assemble their team. Even if they wanted to stay anonymous, they couldn't. California is another state where winners have to reveal their identity. However, the Acostas have stayed out of the news since their win. Maureen Smith and David Kaltschmidt plan to live in the same home, go to the same grocery stores, and keep the same lifestyle as before they won the lottery. Well, other than going to their jobs. And they were going to buy a few nice things, such as a new Tesla and a new truck. John and Lisa Robinson won their share of this giant jackpot, and the Robinsons bought a $6.2 million home 2 years after the win. The house came with a private lake, 10 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, and a home theater. Lisa tried to go back to work, but couldn't do it after everyone treated her differently.
All right, that's the end of the video. They said go back to work after they treated her differently. Yeah, you think? You went from being scrub employee to now you a millionaire. Of course they gonna treat you like you the boss now. Yeah. So yeah, leave a comment what you think about that video. It seemed like a lot of those people didn't go broke for the most part, because they either remained anonymous or they just got it and went off and stayed out of the spotlight. They weren't, usually the people that go broke fast are the younger people or the people that develop like these luxury lifestyle habits. Now, granted, some of these winners are only a couple years old, so it usually they say like 5 to 7 years for people to go broke. So this could all change, but yeah, it seems like most of these people manage their money pretty well. So yeah, leave a thumbs up on this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. It's your boy, Chucky Mike. And I'm out.
Perfect.